Hello everyone, and before I get started, this can come off as a little bit of a rant. I hope it doesn't offend a lot of people, but this is a frustration that I have come across while doing research, and I felt best practices would be a good place to address those concerns. So while I was doing the assignment, I was looking around the virtual libraries, and I've come down to the conclusion that when we look around the virtual libraries, they produce and expose the reader to a variety of best practices to effectively run a classroom. The resources are there, all spelled out. And nailing down a point can take a huge amount of time, trial and error, and finding what works for both the educator and the student can be just as such. And this is my major complaint about distance and online learning. Online or distance learning in general is tough when you may not have the access or means to the materials. And while looking through Google Scholar, the Liberty Library, and even the library at the University of Phoenix, since I am an alumni, for this assignment, I've ran into where a lot of the articles that I tried to access that I was interested in reading required extra subscriptions and or a payment. You have to pay to access these. And it was really frustrating because sometimes as a student, this is what I do full time. You may not have the funds to be able to access these quality materials. So, I'm sorry, but we are already paying for an education that is supposed to have these connections established to where we can have access to these things in the library. That's part of what our tuition is a part of. But I understand distribution sites need funds to maintain the integrity of the sites and databases, but for me, the best practice is to ensure that all materials in the university or the school virtual library is easily accessible for the students and faculty that is included in our tuition. And this assignment really frustrated me, and that is my biggest complaint about using library databases online. The ability for the student to not be restricted just because they cannot afford to shell out the extra funds just to complete an assignment like this one that I am presenting can be very frustrating and discouraging for people who need to do quality work. So I decided to take this into a different route where I hope this brings awareness that maybe things can change and allow a best practice to be ensuring that we have access to quality materials and to ensure that they're not hindered just because of extra monetary issues that is beyond our control. So let me know what you think, and I hope this pretty much covers it.